What is the future value of simple interest? The future value of an investment with simple interest is calculated using a straightforward formula which takes into account the initial principal, the interest rate, and the time period for which the interest is applied. Now, let's look at the formula to calculate the future value of simple interest. It is FV equals P times 1 plus RT, where P is the principal, R is the annual interest rate, and T is the time the money is invested or borrowed for in years. Now, suppose you invest $1,000 at a simple annual interest rate of 5% for 3 years. The future value of this investment would be calculated as follows. Firstly, determine the variables. P is 1000 from the principal, R the interest rate is 0.05 and T is 3 years. Next, we plug the values into the formula. So the future value of the investment after 3 years would be 1150.
So, for the next slide is present value. The present value of a future sum of money under simple interest is the amount that needs to be invested today to reach a specified future value at a given simple interest rate over a certain period. To find the present value, we arrange the simple interest formula, which is present value equal to future value divided to 1 plus rate times the period. So for this slide, we're going to show you present value example question. So let's look at the question. Abu wants to have 2000 ringgit in his account 4 years from now. If the account pays a simple interest rate of 4% per year, how much should he invest now? So look at the formula. We have present value equal to future value divided by 1 plus rate times period. So future value here, we have 2000. Rate, we have 4%. And for the period is 4 years. So put everything in the formula. So we have present value equal to 2000 ringgit divided by 1 plus 0.04 times 4 years. So we get the answer is 1724 ringgit 14 cent. So Abu should invest approximately RM 1724 ringgit 14 cent now to have 2000 ringgit in 4 years. That's all.
Compound interest for future value. The example question, if 200 ringgit is deposited into a saving account that earn interest of annual rate of 8% compound continuously. Find the value of the account at the end of 2 years. Round your answer to the nearest integer. Let's find the solution. Firstly, P. What is P? P is present value. The present value is 200. Next, R. What is R? R is ratio. The ratio is 0.08. And lastly, N. N is a years. The years is 2 years. To find a future value, the symbol is S. S equal 200 times 1 plus 0.08 power of 2. And the answer is 2T3. That's all.
Example question that we can see, a bank pay 4% annual interest and compounded quarterly. How large a deposit must be made now in order that the account contains RM 100 1500 at the end of 3 years? Round your answer to the nearest integer. And the solution that we can see that the rate is 0.04 divided 4, and we can get the 0.01, and the period 3 years time 4, and we can get the total is 12 for the period, and the future value is 1500. And we just go to the 1500 P in the bracket 1 plus 0.01 power of 12. 12 is the period, and this is a keyword, and just go put in the calculator, and we can get answer 1331.17. That's all.
What is the future value of an annuity? The future value of an annuity is the total amount of money accumulated over time when regular payments are made into an account that earns interest. This concept is commonly used in financial planning and investment analysis. The formula to calculate the future value of an ordinary annuity where payments are made at the end of each period is FV equals P times 1 plus R to the power of n minus 1 divided by R, where FV is the future value of annuity, P is payment amount per period, R is interest rate per period, and N is total number of payments. For example, suppose you invest $1,000 annually into an account that earns an annual interest rate of 5% for 10 years. The future value of this annuity would be calculated as follows. Firstly, determine the variables. P is 1,000 annual payment, R is 0.05 the annual interest rate, and N is 10 the number of years. Next, plug the numbers into the formula. This formula can also be adjusted for different payment frequencies. For example, monthly, quarterly, by converting the interest rate and the number of payments to match the frequency of the payments.
And now, we'll be moving on to the present value of an annuity. The present value of an annuity is the current value of a series of future cash flows that are expected to be received over time, discounted at a specific interest rate. It helps in determining how much a series of future payments is worth in today's terms. So, the formula for the present value of an annuity can be expressed as PV, as in present value, equals to P, as in payment amount per period, multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus R to the power of negative n. R here represents interest rate per period, and n represents total number of period. We will divide it again by R, as in interest rate per period. And now, we will be moving on to the example question. Say, if you are to receive 1,000 ringgit annually for the next 5 years, and the discount rate is 5%, the present value of these payments would be calculated as follows. So here, PV equals to payment amount per period, which is 1,000 ringgit, as set in here. Multiply that by 1 minus 1 plus 0.05, the value of R, 5%, to the power of negative 5, the value of periods, or N. Then, divided it again by 0.05, the value of R. This gives you the amount you would need to invest today at a 5% interest rate to receive 1,000 ringgit annually for the next 5 years.